Cody. Good evening to you. Can we start with your name and your date of birth?
Cody Renee Botbiles, 6.
Thank you. All right. So, Cody, you got arrested on a felony warrant that was issued out of Gila County Superior Court. And when people get arrested here in Maricopa County on felony out-of-county warrants, we do have to enforce those just like those out-of-county judges issued them. Now, in this case, it's your Gila County probation matter. That judge is holding you non-bondable, meaning I can't issue any release conditions for you. You have to remain in custody. Gila County Superior Court has set a court date for you, and that's going to be next Wednesday, September the 11th at 8:30 in the morning. So they will come and pick you up and bring you to that court hearing.
I have court here. I have court on September 11th already.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that court date, what court is it in?
It's Superior Court here.
Let me just...
For what I was out on bond for.
Okay. Let me double check, because I may have to send that judge an email. So it's Simon. Yep, you do. Okay, so you have Simon on September the 11th at 8:30. The thing is this, though, is you're not in custody on that case. So the Sheriff's Department doesn't keep track of cases that you're not in custody on, only the ones that you are in custody. So I may be having to send Judge Simon an email indicating that it's possible you got transported up to Gila County prior to the time of that hearing, okay? And hopefully that email, if you do get transported up to Gila County before the 11th and you can't make that, hopefully then Judge Simon knows about this situation and won't issue a warrant for your arrest or anything else like that, okay?
Yeah. All right.
Thank you. All right. Good evening, sir.
How are you doing?
Can I have your name and your date of birth?
Fabian Ignacio Salvador.
And your date of birth. All right, Fabian, you're here on some new charges.
Yeah.
The first one, burglary in the second degree, Class 3 felony. One count of aggravated domestic violence. It's a Class 5 felony,
Yeah.
and one count of violating a court order of protection, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Now, on those charges, you will be defended by a court-appointed lawyer.
Yeah.
Your hearings are going to be in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, in the South Court Tower.
Yeah.
Those hearings, Fabian, will start next week on Thursday, September 12th, 8:30 in the morning, and then back again the following Monday, and that's the September 16th at 8:30. So Thursday the 12th, Monday the 16th, your lawyer will be there to assist you at both of those. Your bail's been set at $5,500. It is secured, and you can use a bail company if you need help to post it.
Yeah.
Now, because the charges are domestic violence related,
Yeah.
if you do post your bail and get released, you will be wearing an ankle monitor. So don't return to the scene or have any contact with any alleged victim or witness. Make sure you obey the order of protection while it's still in force. Don't possess weapons, alcohol, or drugs. And do you have any questions for me?
No, man.
All right, thank you so much.
So what happened then? How much is my bond?
$5,500,
Yeah.
and you can use a bail bonding company if you need help to post it.
So that okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome, sir. Jose? Jose, come on in. And if you would please stand right behind that podium, and if you could tell me your name and your date of birth to start with.
Jose Miguel Puga.
Thank you. All right, so Jose, there's 3 cases we're going to talk about. The first one are the new charges you picked up today, and then you're on probation in 2 cases, and we're going to talk about those. But the new charges, burglary in the 3rd degree, Class 4 felony, 1 count of dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, and a prescription drug violation. It's a Class 1 misdemeanor. Now, you will have a court-appointed lawyer. Your hearings are going to be in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, in the South Court Tower. They'll start next Thursday, September the 12th, 8:30 a.m., and back again the following Monday, September 16th at 8:30. And your lawyer will be there. Bail was set for you on the new charges at $4,000, It is secured, and it will allow you to use a bail bonding company to post it. Just make sure you don't return to the scene or have any contact with any victims or witnesses.
Oh, there's not?
Now, hold on. It's all on the paperwork. Now, you're on probation in 2 cases, and anytime you pick up a new charge while you're on probation, Jose, those are considered alleged violations of term number 1. So in addition to the 2 hearings I gave you Thursday and Monday, you have to go to probation court. Now, that's next Friday, September the 13th at 8:30. It's back in downtown Phoenix Superior Court, just in a different building. It's in the Central Court building down in the basement. And everybody in probation court gets a lawyer, so you'll have one.
Okay.
Now, the bond that was set for you on your probation cases is $1,500 in each case. So that's $3,000 on your probation, $4,000 on your new charges, $7,000 together. You can use a bail bonding company for all of it. Just make sure if you are intending to bond out, call your probation officer within the first 3 days of getting out. Don't possess weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and always make sure you make your court dates, Jose. Otherwise, you do risk losing bail money.
It's because my grandmother just died, so like we're really short on funds. Like we don't even have enough to pay for a car. I don't even know how I'm gonna come up with the $7,000. That's why.
Well, that to be honest with you is not my main concern. Is how you can potentially post it. My main concern, of course.
No, I was asking for like
I understand what you're asking for. Yeah, but that's not going to happen at this point in time. Maybe your judge that's assigned to the case will do it. See, at this type of a jail hearing, Arizona law requires us to consider 4 different factors in terms of release conditions. One of them is protection of any victims from further victimization of any kind of crimes, protection of the community for this type of an offense, whether or not you're a flight risk, and then whether or not that you might contact any witnesses. Now, when I reviewed the case, while maybe the individual charges in a vacuum that were allegedly committed today may not seem extremely serious, when you look back at your criminal history, you're actually on probation and have been convicted of several burglary and theft-related charges. So you've already been convicted of those. Now, there is sufficient enough evidence regarding these charges, at least to rise to probable cause. I'm not saying you're guilty, but when I reviewed the police report, there are witnesses who witnessed activities, and they are identifying you as the person. So when I look at your criminal history, there's a pattern of theft and burglary-related charges. So from my perspective, I look at somebody in your position, and if I release you, I look at it and sit there and say, what are the chances of you going back out in the community and committing these type of offenses again? In my view, there is at least a reasonable probability of that.
Okay, can I counter your accusation?
You can say whatever you want to.
When I got out of jail in last April, I have not committed a crime. I have not committed a probation violation. I've successfully completed IPS, and I'm on standards. So for somebody with my background who has burglaries, armed robberies, prohibited possessors, theft of means, unlawful flights, I feel like that's kind of like a step towards, okay, this person's trying to change. You get what I'm saying? Or is that just me?
Are you asking me?
No,
I gave you my explanation.
No. It's because you said you looked at my criminal history from before.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so key word was before. I'm different now.
2022. So I'm not going to argue about it.
Yeah,
2022. You have 13 felony convictions.
I know
as
what
recent
I have.
of 2022.
I know what I have. And then I signed a plea agreement for 9 months, served my 9 months here, and then I got out and I was good. I didn't steal no more cars. I didn't rob anybody. I didn't rob any houses. I was doing good. I successfully completed IPS. Like this, I was just wondering how come any of this doesn't get considered into the fact of what you're doing. The only thing that's being considered is the wrongs. The wrongs. Nobody's bringing up the rights. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I did wrong 2 years ago. You're bringing up wrongs I did 2 years ago.
I consider that to be recent history.
2 years ago is recent history?
Yes, I do consider that. Under Arizona law, all of those convictions 2 years ago, they're all illegible felony convictions
Yeah,
that
but
will affect your
I
potential.
served time for those.
All right, I'm not gonna get in an argument with you.
I just
You
wanna-
made your point.
No, I just wanna
You
understand
made your
it.
point.
I
You
just
made
wanna
your
understand.
point. And it was heard.
I
And
just
thank
wanna
you so much.
That's all I was trying to do, is just understand. I wasn't trying to disrespect anybody, I just wanna, understand, because it's more of the fact, I'm a young adult, I made those choices when I was a kid,
All right,
obviously. you feel me?
I've heard, sir, I've heard you.
No, I just wanted to let you know that I was,
All right.
like, showing no disrespect towards you or
All right.
anything like that. I don't want you to feel disrespected, anything like that. I just wanted, to my part to be heard. You feel me?
Okay, I hear you.
Thank you.
All right, Ramon? Ramon, may I have your name and your date of birth, please? All right, so Ramon, you're here on 3 cases. You did pick up a new charge, 1 count of disorderly conduct, Class 1 misdemeanor. You will have a court-appointed lawyer for that hearing because there is in that case, because there's a hearing coming up in San Tan Justice Court next Wednesday, September the 11th, 8:30 a.m. Your lawyer will be there. $1,000 is your bond, and it is secured, and you can use a bail bonding company if you need assistance in posting that. Just make sure you don't return to the scene of any alleged crime or have no contact with any witnesses. Now, Ramon, you're also on probation in 2 cases. You missed court hearings in those cases called a revocation arraignment and a status conference, so there's 2 cases. I've got to get you back into court. The case that you missed your status conference on, your hearings are going to be in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, South Court Tower on Thursday, September 12th at 8:30, and Monday, September 16th at 8:30. Your bail in that case is $1,000, and it is secured. Your lawyer will be there to assist you. And then in the probation, failure to appear in the probation case, your hearing is Friday, September 13th at 8:30, also downtown Phoenix Superior Court. You will have a court-appointed lawyer, and your bail is $750 in that case. So the total amount of your bail is $2,750. You can use a bail bonding company if you need assistance in posting it. Just make sure you call your probation officer within 3 days if you do bond out, that you don't possess weapons, drugs, or alcohol. And do you have any questions? All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Edith, may I have your name and your date of birth?
Edith Stevens.
All right. So, Edith, you're here on 2 cases. You have a probation case. You allegedly violated 3 of your terms 6, 7, and 21. So I do have a probation hearing scheduled for you, and that's going to be next Friday, September 13th, 8:30 a.m. You will have a court-appointed lawyer for that hearing, and it's going to take place downtown Phoenix, Superior Court, Central Court building down in the basement. Your bail was set at $900, and it is secured, and it will allow you to use a bail bonding company to post it. And then, Edith, you also had a misdemeanor warrant out of West Mesa Justice Court, and it was for failing to appear on a suspended license citation you picked up last May. So I do have a new court date for you, and that's going to be next Wednesday, September the 11th, 8:30 a.m. in the West Mesa Justice Court, and the address is on your paperwork. You will have a court-appointed lawyer if you're still in custody. If you've bonded out, you won't, but the bond on that is $50. So the total amount of your bail is $950. You can use a bail bonding company if you need help. Just make sure you call your probation officer within the first 3 days of getting out. If you do bond out, don't possess weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Do you have questions for me?
No.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. If you would please grab your paperwork. All right. Can you tell me your name and your date of birth?
Junior David.
Thank you. All right. So you're here on new charges, Junior. A dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, and narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony. And you are going to be qualified to be defended by a court-appointed lawyer. I'll have hearings for you in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, South Court Tower, starting next Thursday, the 12th, at 8:30 in the morning, and then back again on Monday, September 16th at 8:30 in the same courtroom. And your lawyer will be there to assist you. Bail is set at $700. It is secured, and it will allow you to use a bail bonding company. Now, if you do post bail and you get released, don't possess weapons or drugs. Make your court date so you don't lose bail money. And do you have any questions?
No.
All right. Thank you, sir. Abraham? All right. Abraham, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So tell me your name and your date of birth.
Abraham Trejo.
Thank you. So, Abraham, you're here on your probation case. Now, you allegedly violated terms 6, 7, and 21. So I do have a probation hearing scheduled for you, and that's going to be next Friday, September the 13th, 8:30 a.m. It's going to be in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, in the Central Court building down in the lower level, and you will have a court-appointed lawyer for that hearing. Now, bail is set for you at $500, and that is secured, and it will allow you to use a bail bonding company. Just make sure that if you are intending to bond out of custody, that you call your probation officer within the first 3 days of getting out. You don't possess drugs, alcohol, or weapons, and you make your court date so you don't lose any bail money. Do you have any questions for me?
There's no way to drop the bail?
No, it's $500, and your judge set it at that amount.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Urban? All right, Mr. Irving, good morning.
Good morning.
Can I have your name and your date of birth, sir?
Bernie Irving.
Okay, so you are here on a bench warrant issued for failing to appear at your status conference on a dangerous drug charge you picked up in June. I do have new hearings for you. These are going to be in downtown Phoenix Superior Court, South Court Tower. They'll start next Thursday. That's September 12th, 8:30 a.m. And then the following Monday, September 16th at 8:30, so the 12th and the 16th. You do already have a court-appointed lawyer, so I don't need to appoint another one for you. And your bail is set at $500. It is secured, and it will allow you to work with a bail company. If you do post your bail, don't miss court so you don't lose that bail money, and don't possess drugs, don't drive without a license. And do you have any questions?
No, so
Oh,
I'm not getting released.
Are you going to post your $500?
Well, I'm $500. I'm homeless.
All right, you can call a bail bonding company, see if they can help you out, but if the bond doesn't get posted, then no, you're not getting released. All right, thank you, sir. All right.
Okay,
Thank you. All right, so 2 cases. You did pick up a new charge, and then you're on probation in a case. We'll talk about that in a second. But, all right, so the new charge you picked up is 1 count of dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony. That charge does get you a court-appointed lawyer. You have your hearings on that charge in downtown Phoenix, in the Superior Court Complex, in the building we call our South Court Tower. Those hearings will start next Thursday, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning. And then the following Monday, September 16th at 8:30. Bail set at $50. And then on your probation case, there was a warrant that was already out for your arrest, even if you hadn't picked up that charge, and it was for some alleged violations of terms number 3 and 5. So in addition to the 2 hearings I just gave you on the 12th and the 16th, you have a probation hearing scheduled September 13th, which is Friday, 8:30 in the morning. You will have a court-appointed lawyer for that. And that's back in Superior Court in the Central Court building downstairs in the basement, and bail was set at $500. So $550 is the total, and if you need help to post it, you can call and use a bail bonding company. Just make sure that if you do bond out, you call your probation officer within the first 24 hours of leaving jail. Don't possess alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and make your court dates because I don't want to see you lose your bail money. Do you have any questions for me? All right, thank you, ma'am. Joshua Perkins? Joshua, good morning.
Morning.
All right. Name and date of birth.
Joshua Perkins.
All right, thank you. All right, so Joshua, you're here on a bench warrant issued for failing to appear at a status conference on a couple of drug charges that you were on a diversion program. But the state did ask the court to take you off of diversion because they want to proceed. So I've got to get you back into court so we can get the case moving forward, and that's going to be next Wednesday, September the 11th, 8:30 in the morning, and that's going to be downtown Phoenix, Superior Court, South Court Tower. You will have your lawyer there. Bail was set at $450, and that is secured, and it will allow you to use a bail bonding company. Just make sure that you don't miss this court date because you would risk losing that $450. No drugs without a prescription, don't drive without a license. Any questions? Thank you, sir. Justin Rangel? Justin, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so tell me your name and your date of birth.
Justin Rangel,
So Justin, 2 cases. You had a new charge or charges, narcotic drug possession, class 4 felony, dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, class 6 felony. Now, on those new charges, you will be defended by a court-appointed lawyer. Your hearings are going to be in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, in the South Court Tower. Your lawyer will be there for these, and it's Thursday, September 12th at 8:30, and Monday, September 16th at 8:30. Your bail on those charges is $50.
Okay, so there's two separate court dates for them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and your paperwork will have where you need to be and the dates and the times. So the 12th and the 16th in downtown Superior Court, and those are the new charges.
Okay.
Now let's shift gears and talk about your probation case.
Okay.
Now, anytime you pick up new charges while you're on probation, they're technically alleged violations of your probation. It's term number 1.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a probation hearing. Now that's separate and apart from the hearings I just gave you. This is going to be Friday, September 13th at 8:30. Again, it's down in downtown Phoenix Superior Court, but it's in the Central Court building, and you will have a court-appointed lawyer for that probation hearing. Now, bail was set at $350 on your probation case, so the total is $400 altogether. And if you need assistance in posting it, you are eligible to use a bail bonding company.
Okay.
Just make sure if you do bond out, you call your probation officer within the first 3 days of leaving jail, that you don't possess drugs, alcohol, or weapons while you're out, and you make your court dates.
Okay. I have a question. If I have the money on my card that's in property, is there any way that I'd be able to bail out with that?
Well, you can talk to the detention officers about that. So if your card is in property, generally speaking, I don't believe that they let you have that, but you can release your property to somebody outside, for instance, if there's a family member or friend or something like that. I believe you can do that. But talk to the officers. They know much more about the process than I do. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.